Counterpoint, the general knowledge music quiz chaired by Paul Gambaccini.
Hello. The College of Musical Knowledge is in session once again here at the Radio Theatre in London as we welcome another trio of Counterpoint contestants. Before I ask them questions on music of all kinds, let me invite them to introduce themselves.
Hello, I'm Paddy Baker, I'm from Brighton, and the first single I ever bought was Amateur Hour by Sparks.
Hello, I'm Nathan Hamer, I'm from Haywards Heath, and the first single I ever bought was Scatman by Scatman John.
I'm Liz Trey, and the first single I ever bought was Jason Donovan's Too Many Broken Hearts.
Welcome all of you, and the very best of luck. In the opening round, we test your musical general knowledge with 2 points available for each question. If the person asked can't answer correctly, I'll pass it to the others for a bonus point. In the words of Adam and the Ants, time to stand and deliver. As we ask the first question to you, Paddy Baker, in which festive pop song is Chris Rea top to toe in tailbacks with red lights all around?
Driving Home for Christmas.
For 2 points. Nathan Hamer, here's today's first musical extract. It's composed by Delius. Which mode of transport is being driven here?
That's a sleigh.
It is a sleigh. We heard Sleigh Ride from the tone poem Winter Night. Liz Trey, there's nothing wintry about the snowman mentioned in the lyrics to This Is Not America. The song, part of the soundtrack to the 1985 American spy film The Falcon and the Snowman, directed by John Schlesinger, is a collaboration between David Bowie and which artist?
Pat Metheny.
That's right. Paddy Baker, this next piece of music is very much America. It's from a benefit album showcasing contemporary pop performers reinterpreting the songs of Cole Porter. Released in September 1990, it sold over 1 million copies worldwide, raising many thousands of dollars to tackle the AIDS crisis. The title of the album originates from a Porter musical. After you've heard David Byrne's take on Don't Fence Me In, I'd simply like you to name the compilation.
Oh, give me land, lots of land, and the starry skies above. Don't fence me in. Let me ride through the wide open country that I love. Don't fence me in. Let me be by myself in the evening breeze. Listen to the murmur of the cottonwood trees. Send me off forever, but I ask you please. Don't fence me in.
Red Hot and Blue.
Red Hot and Blue is the correct answer for 2 points. Nathan Hamer, there's plenty to feel blue about, and the recent Netflix documentary subtitled Gone Too Soon, which explores the circumstances of the tragic deaths of Jimi Hendrix, Jim Morrison, Brian Jones, Janis Joplin, Kurt Cobain, and Amy Winehouse, who all died at what age?
27.
27. Liz Trey, music now from Joni Mitchell, who celebrated her 80th birthday in November 2023. Her latest album is a live recording of a performance at a major annual folk festival in Rhode Island, where she's joined by a group of musicians credited as the Joni Jam, including Brandi Carlile, Marcus Mumford, and Winona Judd. When you've heard Come In From the Cold, I'd like you to tell me in which coastal city the festival takes place.
Freely I slaved away for something better than I was bought and sold. And all I ever wanted was just to come in from the cold. Come in, come in, come in from the cold.
Yeah, that's Newport.
That is Newport, the Newport Folk Festival. Paddy Baker, October 2023 saw the passing of Richard Roundtree, a groundbreaking actor known for his portrayal of Detective John Shaft in the long-running film franchise. The title theme music for the original 1971 movie, Shaft, won which singer and composer the Academy Award for Best Song?
Isaac Hayes.
That is right. He was the first African American to win in that category. More award-winning music for you, Nathan Hamer. In 2023, the London-based quintet Ezra Collective became the first jazz act to win the Mercury Prize for Best Album. After you've heard them, a question will follow. Victory Dance is featured on the award-winning album Where I'm Meant to Be. Its cover pays homage to another album called Underground, which was recorded in 1968 by which influential American jazz pianist and composer, whose noted works include Ruby, My Dear, and Apostrophe?
Hancock.
No. Can anyone else pick it up? Paddy Baker?
Thelonious Monk.
It is Thelonious Monk for the bonus point. Liz Trey, in the 30s and 40s, which Spanish surrealist artist provided set designs for several ballet productions, including Labyrinth, The Three-Cornered Hat, and Bacchanale, for which he also provided the libretto?
Salvador Dali.
That's right, for 2 points. Paddy Baker, some audio for you from BBC Sounds. Radio 4's How to Play series is an insider's take on bringing great pieces of classical music to audiences in 21st century Britain. Here, Adrian Partington, the chorus director of the BBC National Chorus and Orchestra of Wales, discusses a work the ensemble is rehearsing. Can you identify the composer?
It's got to feel hopeful, this movement, not miserable. The whole work is about consolation and comfort. And did I ever read you? I'm going to read you. This is what he says about his requiem in the letter. My requiem, blah, blah, blah. People said it did not express the terror of death. But that is how I feel death, as a happy deliverance, a yearning for the happiness of the beyond, rather than as a distressing transition.
Foray?
It is Foray. It's the Requiem in D minor. Nathan Hamer, in January 2023, it was announced that Kirill Karabits is to conclude his chief conductorship of which orchestra at the close of their 2023-24 season?
New York Philharmonic.
No. Who else would like to have a go? And Liz Trey says?
Berlin Philharmonic.
Nope. Paddy Baker, would you like to name a city?
Munich.
No, it is the Bournemouth Symphony. Quite different, really. In the snacks at halftime are very different. In 2009, Karabits became the first Ukrainian to be named principal conductor of a UK orchestra. Liz Trey, 2023 marks the 20th anniversary of the conclusion of Peter Jackson's 3 epic fantasy films based on Tolkien's Lord of the Rings. Howard Shore's score is every bit as epic, sweeping, intense, and moving as Peter Jackson's trilogy. To end this opening round, here's music from the Grammy Award-winning album The Two Towers. Can you name this artist, a former vocalist with the Cocteau Twins, performing Isengard Unleashed?
That's Liz Fraser.
That was Liz, Elizabeth Fraser. Time to discover who has the precious points as I reveal the scores after the opening round. In third place with 4 points is Nathan Hamer. Lying second with 8 points, Liz Trey. And in the lead with 9 points, Paddy Baker. Now it's time for our competitors to choose special subjects for the second round. I'm about to give them 5 categories to pick from. They'll make their choice in the order of their scores so far. Today's categories are Tales from the Brothers Gibb, A Motown Christmas, Streisand at the Movies, Mahler's Motivations and Movements, Good Times with Nile Rodgers. Paddy, you're in the lead at the moment. Which would you like?
I'll take A Motown Christmas, please.
And for you, Liz Trey?
Good Times with Nile Rodgers.
Okay. And what about you, Nathan?
Mahler's Motivation and Movements, please.
Remember, this is an individual round. We don't open questions up to the others for bonus points. Let's start with Nathan Hamer and your specialist questions on Mahler's Motivation and Movements. Which nursery rhyme of French origin does Mahler reference in the third movement of his First Symphony?
Frère Jacques.
Correct. Music now. Here's a 2023 recording of Mahler's Symphony No. 2 by London's Philharmonia Orchestra, conducted by Santo Matthias Ruvalli. After you've heard part of the first movement, I'd like you to tell me by what other name the symphony is known.
Resurrection.
That is correct. Resurrection, 2 points. For many of his symphonies, Mahler provided a program to explain the narrative of the work. For the first movement of his third symphony, we are told when the Greek god Pan awakes, which season marches in.
Winter.
No, I'm sorry, it's summer.
Oh, come on.
We stay with Mahler's third for your next question with music. The fourth movement sets a piece subtitled A Book for All and None by German writer and philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. After you've heard it, I'd like you to name the Iranian prophet who inspires both works.
Al-Khwarizmi.
I'm sorry, it's Zarathustra. Thus spoke Zarathustra.
Yeah.
Was published in 4 volumes between 1883 and 1885. Mahler's Symphony No. 4 in G major was composed around 1900. It includes the song Das himmlische Leben, which presents a child's vision of what?
Heaven.
Yes, heaven, for 2 points. Here's Mahler's Symphony No. 5, which recently featured in the HBO drama series The Staircase. The solo trumpet at the opening of the first movement quotes a land forces presentation march for a dual monarchy active from 1867 to 1918. After you've heard it, I'd like you to name that army.
Prussia? Prussian army?
I'm sorry, it's the Austro-Hungarian army.
Dual monarchy.
For your final question, we return to Mahler's Symphony No. 1, which acquired its nickname from which novel by the German writer Jean Paul?
Well, the nickname is the Titan. So is it Titan?
It is Titan. And so you get 2 points. And in that round, Nathan Hamer, you got 8 points added to your previous 4. You now have 12 points. We are now going to have Good Times with Nile Rodgers and Liz Trey. Nile Rodgers and bassist Bernard Edwards, also known as Bernard Edwards, were the founders of which enormously successful American disco group?
Chic.
Yes. Here's music from Chic. A question will follow. Released in 1979, Good Times has become one of the most sampled tunes in music history. The backing track, with its catchy bass line, was originally borrowed for which single by the Sugar Hill Gang, a significant moment in the development of hip-hop?
Is it Rapper's Delight?
It was Rapper's Delight for 2 points. 1979 also saw the release of We Are Family, the third studio album of the American band Sister Sledge, with Nile Rodgers and Bernard Edwards taking writing and production credits. Sister Sledge still perform today. How many sisters were in their original lineup?
It's 3.
No, there were 4 in the original lineup: Debbie, Joni, Kim, and Kathy. In the past decade, Nile Rodgers has been a regular fixture on BBC Radio, both as a presenter and a featured guest. Here's an extract from his 2021 appearance on Desert Island Discs. Can you tell me which singer and musician he is discussing here, with whom he collaborated on a 1983 album?
The greatest coming together of two personalities that were, in a strange way, polar opposites. We never talked about rock and roll. We never talked about pop music. All we talked about was jazz. Most of the rock and roll guys that he knew, some of them were good jazz players, but they didn't have the depth of knowledge because of my classical background. He was sort of like, wow, this guy who wrote Aw, Freak Out can do this?
That's Bowie.
Yes, it is David Bowie for 2 points. Rodgers plays a 1960 Fender Stratocaster, which he acquired as a trade-in at a shop in Miami Beach. Exceptionally light, it has a maple fingerboard in a worn white finish. What nickname has he given to this guitar?
No idea.
It is the Hitmaker. Nile Rodgers has produced hits for Diana Ross, Madonna, Duran Duran, Daft Punk, and many other artists. But here's a 1985 single he produced, which fell short of the top 40. It's a cover of the Curtis Mayfield song People Get Ready, which combines a British guitarist who died in January 2023 with a singer still active today after 60 years performing. Can you name them?
That's Rod Stewart and Jeff Beck.
Yes, it is. Rod Stewart, Jeff Beck, 2 points. Finally, in this round, in 2023, Nile Rodgers was at the Grammys to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award. In addition to this accolade, he earned his 4th Grammy at the ceremony for Best R&B Song, Cuff It, which was recorded by which artist?
Sorry, don't know.
It was Beyoncé. And Liz Trey, you had a good time in that round. You had 8 points. Added to your previous 8, you now have 16 points. Paddy Baker, it's beginning to look like a Motown Christmas. One of Motown's first gifts, reflecting on the joys of the holiday season, was the 1962 single Wish You a Merry Christmas. It was recorded by a singer who's also known for the hit duet It Takes Two with Marvin Gaye. What's her name?
Tammy Terrell.
No, it's Kim Weston.
Western.
2023 is the 60th anniversary of the release of Motown's first Christmas album. After you've heard the group's opening track, I'd simply like you to name them.
You know you better watch out. You better not cry. You better not pout. I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Smokey Robinson and the Miracles.
It was The Miracles from the 1963 album Christmas with the Miracles. Another version of Santa Claus is Coming to Town appeared 7 years later on the Jackson 5 Christmas album. The 1970 top seller also features the frequently played seasonal single I Saw Mommy Kissing Santa Claus and the Christmas song Chestnuts Roasting on an Open Fire. That was co-written by Robert Wells with which singer nicknamed the Velvet Fog?
Mel Torme.
That's right. Here's a Rodgers and Hammerstein song performed by the Supremes, who received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award in 2023. My Favorite Things is taken from their 1965 album, Merry Christmas. The song recently featured on the soundtrack of a computer-animated comedy film set in the town of Whoville, telling the story of a character born with a heart 2 sizes too small. After you've heard Florence Ballard, Mary Wilson, and Diana Ross, I'd like you to name that film.
Raindrops and roses and whiskers on kittens, bright copper kettles and warm woolen mittens, brown paper packages tied up with strings. These are a few of my favorite things.
The Grinch.
It is The Grinch. The tale of another Christmas character is told in the opening song from the 1970 Motown album, The Temptations' Christmas Card. The track, written by Johnny Marks, was based on a 1939 story by Marks's brother-in-law, Robert L. May. It had originally been produced as an assignment for the U.S. retail corporation Montgomery Ward. What's the song's title?
Frosty the Snowman.
No, it's Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. Did you know he had a shiny nose? Time for more Motown music. Let's discover what Christmas means to Stevie Wonder. A question will follow.
Oh yeah, candles burning low, lots of mistletoe, lots of snow and ice, everywhere we go. Choirs singing carols right outside my door. All these things and more. All these things and more. That's what Christmas means to me, my love.
What Christmas Means to Me was co-written by Anna Gaye, the first wife of Marvin Gaye. What relation was she to Motown founder Berry Gordy?
Daughter.
No, his sister. Their brother, George Gordy, is also another of the co-writers of that song. Finally, in this round, Lionel Richie has sold more than 100 million records in a 50-year career, including his festive album, Sounds of the Season, released in 2006. The album contains a version of a popular carol penned in 1719 by minister and hymn writer Isaac Watts. Its lyrics are a Christian reinterpretation of Psalm 98. What's the name of the carol?
Hark the Herald Angels Sing.
No joy. I'm afraid it's joy to the world. In that round, Paddy Baker, you scored 6 points. Added to your previous 9, you now have 15 points. And after the individual round, here's how things stand. Lying third with 12 points, Nathan Hamer. In second place with 15 points, Paddy Baker. And our leader with just 1 round to go with 16 points is Liz Trey. It's time for our quick-fire final round, where things can change quickly. A correct answer wins you 1 point, but you lose a point if you buzz in and fail to answer correctly. There are no bonuses, so fingers poised. Here we go. Goodmansdottir is the surname of which, and Liz says?
Bjork.
Yes. The opening line of which Kate Bush song begins? I hear him. And Paddy says?
The man with the child in his eyes.
Yes. Which tenor surname is a Spanish word which translates as, Nathan Hamer?
Placido Domingo.
It is Placido Domingo. In the late 60s, Sandy Denny was the lead singer, and Liz Trey says?
Fairport Convention.
Yes. In which American city will you land at Louis Armstrong International? And Nathan says?
New Orleans.
Yes. DSCH was the, and Nathan says?
Shostakovich.
Yes. Sofia Coppola's 2023 film Priscilla is the story, and Liz Trey says?
It's Priscilla Presley. Elvis Presley.
Oh, this is going to hurt so much.
Sorry.
The answer is Elvis Presley, and you jumped in too early. I'm sorry. -1. Which Irish rock band share their name with an American spy plane? Nathan?
U2.
Yes. In May 2023, a New York jury decided Ed Sheeran did not copy Marvin Gaye's Let's Get It On. Nathan Hamer?
I was going to say, let's get it on.
It was thinking out loud. In which musical does Oliver Warbucks adopt, and Liz says?
It's Annie.
For the point. Set in a coastal village of Suffolk. Which Benjamin Britten opera? Paddy?
Peter Grimes.
For the point. Which New York thoroughfare boasts the James Earl Jones Theatre, Valina Horn Theatre? Liz Trey?
Harlem.
Oh no, it's Broadway. Which instrument has 47 strings and 7 pedals? Nathan?
Harp.
Yes. The St. Gallen Symphony Orchestra is based in which European country, Nathan?
Switzerland.
Yes. The Harrison Birtwistle opera The Minotaur is a retelling of the Greek myth of a creature that is half man, half what? Paddy?
Bull.
Yes. And finally, which 1979 hit song name checks Sudan, Japan, Milan, Yucatan, Borneo, Bordeaux? Nathan?
I've been everywhere. No.
Well, Fly Me to the Moon.
Oh.
It's Hit Me With Your Rhythm Stick by Ian Dury. Time to hit you with the result stick as I reveal the final scores at the end of the second heat of Counterpoint. Third, with 16 points, Nathan Hamer. Runner-up with 17 points, Liz Trey. And our winner with 18 points, Paddy Baker. It could not have been closer. Well done, Paddy Baker. We'll be seeing you again in the semifinals a couple of months from now. And of course, my thanks go to the other two of you for giving us such a tense contest. We'll be meeting another 3 music lovers playing Counterpoint next time. I hope you'll be listening. Until then, from everyone here, goodbye.